Looks like everything's going good. Hello everybody, welcome to Short Shot Archery live stream. Going pretty good this morning so far. The weather's so much better today. It's actually overcast, but it's still nice though because it's not like 90 degrees. So, very fun. Hello, Wendy. Yeah, I don't know. We're a bit earlier today. Kind of depends on like, you know, what I'm doing in the morning, how quickly I get it done, and then it's like, all right, let's go out and shoot some arrows. That went pretty well. All right, I'm gonna go and pull those arrows and I will be right back. shoot another end. Didn't really see any archery news today. Then again, I guess we can't really get new archery news every day. It would be nice, but I don't think I saw anything new today. Oh really? No. Next week's another World Cup in Berlin, so that's pretty cool. Which they're really kind of finishing the season early, because after Berlin it goes to the final, I believe, unless I got the order wrong. The final in Turkey, but I feel like they could definitely squeeze some more outdoor World Cups in. It'll give more archery content to watch. I feel like it's going pretty well this morning, shots wise. It's feeling good. Nice. That went well. All right. Well, if anybody has any questions or is anything archery related they want to talk about, any archery news stuff they want to share, just leave it down in the comments section, and I'll check it out when I get back from pulling these arrows down there. Alright, I'm back, and ooh, we got a question? Ooh, how long have I been shooting? Like competitive archery, like national stuff in the U.S. I think this is year 6, 5 or 6, somewhere around. I believe it's year 6. I keep losing track, honestly, but I started around like 12, 13 years old. I technically got my first actual bow at 13 for my birthday, but I was making ones out of sticks in the woods around here and putting strings on them and, you know, calling it a bow, but, you know, that's the mind of like an 11, 12-year-old. So I guess if you start from me getting my first actual bow, what is that? 13 years then. We've been shooting arrows. Yeah. I've been shooting for 13 years. Highest 720 score is 636. So not too bad. I really feel like I can beat it though. So yeah, that's what we're working towards. But yeah, it's been a long time. I've been shooting arrows longer than I've been doing anything else. It's over half my life. So it's pretty cool. Well, that was quick. Would have liked to have been like where I wanted to aim, but other than that, the whole shot itself, that went really nice. Just really quick. Oops. Can a 66-inch bowstring be used for a 68-inch bow? Possibly. It's probably going to be too long. You're going to get a really low brace height. The bow's going to be pretty flat like this way. Because, yeah, you're going to have to put a lot of twists in it. Because, I actually forget how much this one actually measures too, but it's somewhere around like the 66 range, and this is a 70-inch bow. So yeah, you're gonna have to put a fair amount of twists in that string, probably to get it to an appropriate brace height, unless like that bow's somehow designed for a really low brace height. But yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a bit of a tough one. Nice, another good end. That felt really great. I'm gonna go down and pull those arrows, and I will be right back. Hopefully everybody's having a great time. Good questions, so thanks for asking those. And yep, I'll be right back. And it's really enjoyable shooting arrows today. Not that it wasn't fun the last couple of days, but there's something about feeling like you're swimming in a pool when you're shooting arrows. Like it was rough. I thought I was like being rained on or something, and nope, it was just like me melting. So it's nice to be avoiding that today because of this overcast sky. And yeah, then I can really just focus on working on my shot. Of course, there is a certain level of, it's kind of good to train sometimes in the tougher elements as long as you're not going to go put yourself in the hospital from it. So, you know. A little bit less, a little on that finger. Oh, that was something interesting too, and I don't know if I forget if I covered it in another live stream. So, my elbow was going up. I was working on keeping more tension, especially on this top finger here, because I had a habit of drawing back and then slowly taking off tension as I'm expanding. Not the greatest thing. So I've been working on holding it better. The interesting thing is for me, because I was holding this finger I guess tighter and just keeping the same tension on it that I had when I started drawing back the bow, I actually like unintentionally started raising my elbow in the back, which was really interesting. And then last couple of days I was actually adjusting, trying to lower my elbow, and I could actually like feel I would lose a little bit of tension in this front finger. So it's interesting how the two are kind of connected, at least for my shooting. But it's kind of wild because I never intended for the the back elbow to actually go up. I wanted it to stay the same, but by changing one thing, I actually had an effect on something else, which is pretty cool, pretty interesting. Shooting nice. I'm definitely going to be trying out some 70 later today before I have to go to work, because I'm feeling really good about this. As I said, when I tried to lower my bow arm, I was losing some tension in my finger. That's pretty much gone away. So I think I'm definitely going to be walking back to 70 later on today, and we're going to be shooting from there. Yeah, because it's going pretty great. Oop, got one more arrow. Look at that. It's almost too easy. No, I do have to keep working on it though. It can definitely get better, and I can get some more, even more, I think, control over the shot, and just how well I can, how efficiently I can expand to shoot that shot. I definitely think there's still plenty of improvement to go, but it is exciting, really exciting. That's all the arrows I have right now. I got to go down and pull them, and then I will be back to shoot another end. So if anybody's got any questions, leave them down below, and we'll discuss them. We'll talk about it, whatever it is, when I get back. I'm back, and all right, nothing new. That's all right. Uh-oh, the sun might be coming out. We could be in trouble. The end is near. No, it'll be all right. I might have to put the sunglasses on in a second. It's looking pretty good. It's nice since it's not so hot out. I don't have to have the umbrella over the laptop here, and I can actually watch myself, kind of like an instant replay, because of the delay. So I kind of missed that the last like 2 or 3 days. So it's nice to have that back, at least for now, unless the sun comes out in full force. I've been a little low on that one. Another bonus is, since it's so much cooler and the humidity's down, it has pretty much cut down on the bugs to an extent. We will see. I'm sure they'll be back with vengeance. Vengeance. It's an alright shot on that one. Could have been a better shot. Yeah. All right. Well, that was all. That was those. Oh, somebody else has a question, or something. Let's see. Yeah, I used the palm plate for the KSL tab. This is the brass one. I have tried others. Okay. So my coach really likes this one, and he likes the 5X tabs. So I happen to have, like, I have 2 of these KSL tabs. So since I have 2, I have a backup. So we decided to go with that one because for me, I adapt pretty well to like changes, especially like equipment wise, and I saw his like reasoning behind it. He liked the weight of the tab. He liked how he can adjust it and how you can get like the 3 straps in it. Not that other tabs are bad, and if you like one, some people really need a tab that they can set up a certain way. For me, I've always been very open to like change. So I had this tab in the past, and then I stopped using it for a while, and I picked up I had a 5X one, and then I was using, after that I used a AAE Elite, the Elite Cavalier one. I used that for a while, and then recently, after I realized that he actually moved over here, and I realized he had a whole like range setup and everything. When I started working with him, that's when he was like, these other tabs you have, they're good, but you got to really try the KSL tab again, especially if we're going to work on a particular kind of form. So that's what we did, and I was just I just adapted to using the KSL tab. Like I don't think it's definitely not a bad tab at all. I really do like the 3 finger slots now to keep your fingers in place better. I've used a single one for forever, but I do really like that. It took a little I had to get used to this stuff, but I was really open to it, and I really trust what he has to say as my coach. So that's why I do it. Not so much of like my own personal idea, because I feel like for me, if I was just gonna do my own thing, then there's not too much reasoning behind, paying somebody to help me, to help coach me, and and looking for his advice and things on everything to expand what I know. And he's really good at taking like my own, this feels kind of weird this way. Oh, okay, then we can adjust this. Like he's really open to making things work for me and other shooters. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. But I'm just really happy with the situation, and there's a reason why there's so many finger tabs out there. That's because everybody has like a different take on these things. Some people like to just stick with one tab forever and just go with that. Me, I'm really flexible. If one comes out that's better than this, and my coach really recommends it after he's shot it himself, because he does still shoot, then I'll go and buy that one and give that a try. If I'm going to, if my coach is saying, hey, this is a great tab, Anthony, check it out. So, just my take. Everybody's got their own little thing. All right, I'm gonna head down and pull some arrows, and I'll be right back. And the sun is out. Now it's gonna get toasty. And do we have more questions? All right, yeah, I haven't bought the 5X1s in a while. Who was it? It's funny because I didn't know really about the brand until there was a Korean shooter shooting them, and there happened to be a picture of his finger tab, and I was like, oh, that looks like an interesting tab. And at that point, I was like, well, I've been shooting this other one for a while. Let's go and try this one, So, who was it? He's not on the circuit anymore. This was like This is pre-Rio. It was after London. I want to say last time I bought a 5X tab was like 2014 or so, give or take. 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. It's been a while. But yeah, you definitely can't slack off on quality if that's the case. Yeah. Oh, I did run into that. That is a good point. On my 5X1, I did actually run into a problem with the spacer actually separating. So I guess the spacers are made out of like some kind of like rubber, and well, at least the ones that I had. And I guess they molded it around a like a little, I don't know, I guess I call it like a piling that had the threading for the screw. So this little metal piece that was inside this pretty soft rubber. Well, it didn't take too many shots for it to start cracking. And I'm not abusive on my equipment. I use my equipment, but I'm not like intentionally trying to destroy it or anything. But after, I don't know, a couple months, they'd actually start cracking. And I actually bought one of every color. Yes, one of every color finger spacers. They had a few, like they had red, blue, I think there was a green, a yellow, and a black. Something along those lines. And the darker the color got, the better it was, because some of the lighter ones cracked way too easily. It was, I don't know. So that actually, so when that started happening and I was spending money on that, then I actually got discouraged from using it, and I was like, you know what? Other archers are still using this, you know, the AAE Elite tab. Let me go and switch to that. That was probably one of the big reasons I switched to the AAE tab, because I was like, oh, I'm tired of buying finger spacers for the 5X one. But yeah, just write it down in the book of archery experiences. Man, that was great. I really don't want to. I really don't want to know how much money I've spent on equipment. It is nice though. Like it's great when it's working, and then when it runs into problems, it gets frustrating. I would say like the most reliable things, pieces of equipment that I've ever used, are pretty much sights, stabilizers, and I've switched stabilizers around just for kicks. But I would say this sight is the original one. I've only owned one other sight than this sight. This is the original Shibuya Ultima. It's not the 2. I don't see a reason to buy the 2. You know, obviously, if I wanted to buy another sight, I would have to buy the 2. But the first one works fine. I've never had any issues with it. I bought it in like 2010, 11, somewhere around there. I think it was in my first year of college, so like 2011 or so. And yeah, I've had the same one, haven't touched that. Biter plungers, I would have been more consistent with biter plungers, but I shot wraparound rests at one point, and I bought plungers that were really long. Some of them actually too long. That was a total disaster. That's a good archery story maybe for one day. But I would say biter plungers are probably the second most like consistent piece of equipment that I've bought. Like I've never had problems with them unless like I screwed something up. And same thing with arrow rests. Arrow rests have been really good. I used to buy like cheaper arrow rests, and then around I guess 2012 or so, 2011, 2012, I saw, you know, Brady was really, he was on the scene at that point, or at least he came in. He was probably on the scene before then, but like for me, I knew who he was, and I was like, wow, look at this guy. So I found out that he used the Shibuya arrow rest, and I switched to that because I actually had some problems with some cheaper ones with the rest arms, you know, coming undone and things like that. And I've switched to these, and pretty much every bow I buy, the Shibuya arrow rest is in the shopping cart with it because they each get their own. I've never had one come off. I've never had them like fall apart on me. Some other people a couple of people I've heard had, you know, some minor problems here and there, But yeah, for me, no, I've owned how many bows we got them on? This is including my brothers too. So like 1, 2, like six or seven bows in total. I don't own all of them now. Some of them I did sell. Like I had 2 HPXs at one point, and when I was that was just a mess. I only own one of them now, and I sold the better of the 2. The one I own is the one you see. Well, I don't do too many of those videos now, but I used to do the Arrow versus videos, and that's the bow I would use because I wasn't worried about damaging it, because it was already, it had either twists in the limbs or twists in the riser. It was all funky, that bow. It had some serious issues. Of course, I know other people that have that bow and it's like, oh, it's fantastic. So I got a you know, built halfway on a Friday and then finished Monday morning bow, because it was all screwed up. And that's why I haven't bothered selling it to anybody, because I am not putting that kind of disaster on anybody else for the sake of money. That's just messed up. Looks like we have some more comments or questions. Yeah, the super leather. So, okay, for the AAE tabs, the super leather is nice because it comes in the same size every time. But the problem is, it cracks way too fast. I feel like if you don't shoot a lot of arrows, then it's probably fine, and it's budget-wise, it's nice. But the Cordovan's definitely a better way to go. The only kicker I've had with the Cordovan is you got to buy a couple pieces, or for me, what I was doing is I was going to, since I go to national tournaments and Lancaster is there, they have the Cordovan faces on the LAS trailer, and I actually go up there and I ask them, you know, hey, can I, do you have this? Yeah, okay, can I see a whole bunch of them? And then I'll pick out the thickness I want. And it's funny because I've talked to like other people about them. They're like, oh, I like the thick Cordovan. Somebody else is like, oh, I like the thin Cordovan. I'm more of like the medium Cordovan guy. But like, yeah, the pieces vary. And it's a kicker, because when you order it online and it shows up at your door, you kind of don't know what you're going to get. I don't know if they've streamlined that process. You know, maybe it's improved. I just happened to buy enough at one tournament that I'm still using. You know, you go and buy like 3 or 4 pieces, you're good for a couple years. You'll probably have to replace the suede and stuff, because that'll get really nasty. But yeah, that's my strategy for that. I've never actually used a Shibuya plunger. I know people that have them, they like them. I just never tried one. Nice. Then what else in my list? This has been the best riser I've shot in the longest lasting one too, which is nice. That's you know, that's something I could get used to. Ah, that was too close. Too close. Yeah, that is the real kicker. They actually stopped making that riser. Figures. I find one that I really like, and I like, you know, I feel like it's really, you know, it's got good quality, it's made well, and then they discontinue it. It's like when you go to like we have that a lot in, I guess it's probably everywhere, but it's like when you go shopping for something, it's like you find either like a particular food you like, or I don't know, like if it's shampoo or something like that, or whatever. They always discontinue the one you like because somehow they didn't sell enough, or it's like, let's reformulate it, and then it's never the same. So it kind of figures that I find, you know, a riser I really enjoy shooting, and that's made well, and now they don't sell it. Anyway, I'm gonna go head down there, pull the arrows, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and no more questions. That's all right. Flies are coming out. Sorry. I'm a little long on that one. Nice. nice. How many was it? 6? 7? Alright, that's probably pretty good. Alright, that was actually a pretty good run on ends there. I think I'm gonna go take a bit of a break, and then I'll be back shooting. The live stream won't be back, but hopefully everybody had a great time watching. I had a great time, chatting with you guys, answering your questions and everything like that while I'm practicing. So tune in again tomorrow about the same time, hopefully, unless something changes or the weather's really bad, then the stream will be canceled. But other than that, yeah, I really look forward to talking to everybody tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming out and watching, and as always, happy shooting. Well, the laptop's gonna get hot.